everyone, I'm Nicolas, so I'm the co-CEO of Ultra. So I've been in the games industry for many years now. I created several companies with my partner David, and essentially, so Ultra is a very new project. It's been around 2 years and a half that we're building that, and we're gonna release by the end of this year. Japan has always been a very exciting market for us. There's lots of great companies out there. We had the opportunity to visit many times as well for Tokyo Game Show, and we are very excited to come back as soon as the situation stabilizes. So here, I will leave it to David to answer all the questions, and I really look forward to meet all the guys back in Japan.
Thank you so much, David, for joining us. Can you quickly introduce yourself before we start asking questions?
Sure. So I've been now running companies for the past about 20 years. I always start companies from scratch. I've always been in the IT world, and for the past now 14 years or so, I've been in the video game industry. I've done some really interesting projects. I had video game studios making mobile games. I had a video game studio making AAA games that got acquired by Kingsoft. And after that, I made also a video game console in partnership with AMD for the Chinese market. So I've been quite around, and I'm tackling a very exciting project now, Ultra, which is a new entertainment platform that leverages blockchain technology.
Great. So let me ask you more about this great new platform that you're creating. What problem precisely are you solving with Ultra, and why do we feel so much passion from you two CEOs on this very heating agenda?
Okay. So I think it's important to understand that our platform actually caters to three actors. It's the game developers, it's the gamers, and the influencers. And so each of them are facing different problems, and Ultra solves many of them. So for example, in the gaming industry in general, for services like Twitch or like item trading platform, game distribution platform, basically everybody's doing their business and everybody's trying to grow their business from scratch. And that's very expensive. And so one thing we do for companies that have video game related services, esports, live streaming, cloud gaming, all of that, we create one framework we call Ultra, within which they can publish their services. And basically, we're pooling the users from all of these different businesses, which allow them to grow much faster and much cheaper because I'm selling games and I'm not in the live streaming business. So why not, combine our user base with a live streaming business and have a more efficient way to grow the user base. So that's one thing we do for businesses. On the other hand, you have the game developers today who are facing a hard time because there are so many new games being released every day. So every month on Steam, you see more than 300 new games, and it's really hard to get out of the crowd. And so they're spending a lot of marketing, and these marketing tools are very inefficient. And so that's something we're also working on, and we do it through our application framework, but we also do it, with the help of our blockchain technology. And then you have the last part, which are the influencer, and they are also always looking forward to grow their users base faster. It's not easy; it takes time, and so this is something that we're helping with as well. In addition to providing them ways to monetize their followership better than the way that are provided right now. When people are on Facebook, on Twitter, they are monetizing their users in a very indirect and very inefficient way. And this is something that we're solving as well. So we're so excited about this because this is something that has never been done before. And the traction that we see from each of these different verticals when we talk to these large platform owners, and for them, they totally make sense. our B2B model works. And so we've announced some partnerships, and there are others that are about to be announced. And so it's very encouraging for us to see that our vision is actually being accepted fully by the people we want to work with.
Great. So about yourself though, so this passion towards gaming, there's something inside of you as well that you really want to change this industry. Where is that though?
Okay, so I actually met Nicolas more than 20 years ago now. And we were playing Counter-Strike. So we were at the very, very beginning of esports. By the matter of fact, we were one of the first companies in Europe to have a sponsor, which was a big deal. It went in the news like, whoa, they have sponsor for playing games, and everybody thought it was crazy. And so, and now we see, where the market is completely going, Olympics level type of stuff. And so, being a player, you notice issues, finding sponsors, doing all that. But then after I went to the other side and I started making games, and I noticed all of the difficulties to publish your game. And I lived it myself. I know exactly what it is to be in the shoe of a publisher or a game developer, sorry. And so I know exactly what they are facing, and I know exactly how to solve these problems. So that's the exciting thing when we're coming and we talk to developers and we say, look, we have this thing, and then they're like, oh my God, that's awesome. Well, yeah, because I was in your shoes before, and so we can solve this problem because we understand them for developers.
I see. Thank you so much. And we've read so much about Ultra and the blockchain technology that's supporting it and how magnificent it is. Congratulations on that first.
Thank you.
Yes, but when we see the gaming industry, there are so many people who show indifference towards the blockchain industry. They love gaming, but it doesn't really matter to them if the back end is blockchain or not. But Ultra will bring in traction from those kind of gamers that have no connections with blockchain as well. And then the gamers will appreciate blockchain without even knowing it, probably. So how is Ultra doing that, helping those kind of users come on board?
Yeah, so we start the project with a product, and then we build blockchain technology for that product. And so today, if you look at any blockchain technology out there, I think each of them, they have some issues related to the complexity or related to some risk of, how do you manage your secret keys, and or maybe related to the onboarding cost, like, for example, US-based chains where you need to buy your accounts and stake and all of that. And so it's very difficult to make a product around this technology, because at the beginning, you will already have a problem onboarding users, let alone after you need to explain them how this technology works and so on. So we look at the problem the other way around. First, we make the product, and after the product was designed and we knew exactly what we wanted, we build a blockchain technology that made that possible. Now, it turns out it makes many other things possible, but first and foremost, it made our thing possible. And so you will see users that are going to go on our platform, like they would download Steam while they will download Ultra. They will register their user account, and then they have their blockchain account protected. There's a solution for them to recover their key with zero hassle, zero difficulty, in a non-custodial way that is decentralized. So we're not keeping anybody's keys, and that's a big thing. And then the second thing is everything that's related to the complexity of free transaction blockchains. So on Bitcoin, you pay transactions. On Ethereum, you pay gas fees. On EOS, you don't pay that, but it has some convoluted, complexity. But you have free transactions. And so what we did is that we want these free transactions. And so we have such a system, but the complexity of providing these free transactions, we moved it away from users to the developers. And so anybody now can use our services with blockchain transactions for free without having to understand anything. And because all of this has been taught about, in advance, we're in a position where we can hide the blockchain complexity away from the user, but the user gets access to the functionality of the blockchain, such as the ability to trade assets, to sell them, to put them for sale, or to rent them, and all of these neat things that can be done securely over the blockchain.
So the last part you were saying, selling assets, buying assets by using the blockchain technology. I think that's the next generation of gaming that Ultra is going to tap into. So what future do you foresee with the NFTs and blockchain gaming, and why is Ultra going to support such a big role for that new generation of gaming?
Yeah, so the way I see NFTs is they are digital licenses that grant you the ownership over something, whatever it is. In our case, any game you purchase, technically you're purchasing that game's license. And then the developer of that game, they decide whether you can trade that license, whether you can resell it, if there is a commission that needs to be given to the developer, and so on. And they can do that for games, but they can also do that for virtual items. And more exciting to me, they can do it for user-generated content. So, for example, if you have a game like, I don't know, Skyrim, they have tons of mods and so on that are created by the community. Well, now the community can create these, and then if you want to get access to them, you need to buy this NFT, and then there's a percentage that is earned by the developer of this mod, but also by the developer of the game. Mm-hmm. So suddenly, there's a lot of new possibilities of monetizing. Game developers can invest more into areas with user-generated content because it becomes profitable, which it wasn't back in the time. And then a lot more people are going to create NFTs for like mods and maybe crypto collectibles and so on. I think super exciting things that we will see, and that the Ultra ecosystem is going to facilitate, because that's really where we're going to be different, is that we don't just do the NFT, but we have this super powerful SDK that allow anybody to create NFTs very easily, to sell them, to share, and so on. And then, of course, we have the overall Ultra ecosystem, where you will have a marketplace, where you will have all kinds of services, live streaming, where you can win NFTs, and tournaments where you can win NFTs, and betting, and all of these different things. So I think we will push NFTs to new limits, to new frontiers, and we will make it available for not just Ultra, but also for PlayStation, for Xbox, for Switch. So our NFT structure and the tools and our blockchain is designed to make our NFT absolutely cross-platform. They can be in mobile, they can be Android, iOS. You don't need an Ultra account to be able to use our NFT. So that's going to be something really good for our future.
Wow, I the question I asked before, I really feel the passion, I really feel the love from you to the CEOs. That's what I love so much, and I think it's great. So the NFTs and the SDKs that you've been building, I think the Japanese market would love to access that, and the Japanese companies, the Japanese gaming giants, Ultra is going to probably tap into those as well. So do you have plans for that, for the Japanese audience to be very excited about? Could you let me in some of your secrets there?
In our previous companies, and like the console company, we've been working with all the companies, like Bandai Namco, Konami, Koei Tecmo, and so on. So we have relationships. Me personally, Nicholas personally, but also our CSO has this relationship for now more than 20 years with all of these executives of these super cool Japanese companies. So and I can tell you this, a lot of them are looking into blockchain. A lot of them. Everybody sees a future in it, but there is a problem. Is like nobody has cracked a solution for mass market. Like there's no blockchain that is mass market ready, because there's always one thing that is a problem somewhere. For mass market, I think you need free accounts, free transactions, blockchain account recovery solution, and so on. And each of them, if you remove one of them, it's not mass market ready. And that's the thing. So right now, everybody's exploring, and all of these big companies, they have, some teams that are experimenting and that are doing things and are really interesting. But at the end of the day, none of them have a commercial, ready blockchain solution. And that's the case also with Ubisoft, for which we already announced a partnership. They're into blockchain, but everybody's facing different problems, some of which I just mentioned. And so we're going to be the first company that provides a real solution. Everything, it just works. You just can do whatever you want. And the Japanese market in particular is going to tremendously benefit from NFT technology, I believe, and our SDK and our blockchain as a result, because there's so many collectibles, there's so many IPs, because really, like I mentioned, NFT for me are licenses, and Japan is like overflowing of intellectual properties of all kinds, and so there's definitely a lot of potential in the Japanese market, and everybody's looking for it. So we have discussions with a series of companies in Japan, and I'm very confident that this is going to fruit very soon, and some nice announcements will be done.
So, what about the Chinese market then?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the Chinese market is a massive market. By the matter of fact, it's the biggest single market in the world. So, as some of you might know, Nicholas and myself, we lived in China for more than 8 years, actually. And we've done a lot of work in the gaming industry, such as when we did the video game console. So we have a lot of really great contacts there, high up in some of these giant companies. And there's a really big partnership that we secured with one of the largest gaming company in China. And they're going to, so we have a particular deal with them, and they're going to be operators of Ultra in China. So basically, they're going to be the face of Ultra in China. And the idea is that they know the market much better. Also, they have 75 million monthly active PC gamers, so that's also a plus. And so they're going to run the platform, commercialize it, market it, but they're going to do more than that. They're also going to, because they know all the other game developers, so they are going to attract new games on the platform, make deals, and really operate Ultra in China. So we've, with all these years in China, what we've noticed is that the biggest and the best success stories when a foreign company works in China is when there was a cooperation that lets the Chinese company actually run the business in China, because it's so special. You really need to know, how things are working, and they are super good at it. And so we trust them. We know them for a long time, and we're very happy with the deal we have. So that's also going to be an announcement eventually, also.
It says on the white paper that there is ultra mining. I think that's a very interesting aspect. Can you really summarize some parts of the ultra mining function?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because we're supposed to make a big announcements with a partnership this week, but they have some delay, so we will announce it probably next week or something like that. But I can already tell you this. So our mining solution doesn't only mine cryptocurrency. So first of all, let's start with the beginning. The mining solution that is integrated inside Ultra is the application that has a single button, which is mine. So anybody that has Ultra can start mining. You don't need to understand anything. The system, what it does, it checks of your computer, what CPU you have, what GPU, maybe you have multiple. It checks everything, and based on all of that, we're going to know, and considering the current market situation, we're going to know what cryptocurrency to mine, which isn't UOS, which isn't our cryptocurrency because nobody can mine UOS. But we can mine other cryptocurrency. And then what we do is we take this cryptocurrency, we sell it on the market, and then on the market we buy UOS coins, and then we send it to the user's wallet. And from there, they have money they can spend across the platform, whether it's in Ultra games to buy games, but also inside games to buy virtual assets, and also through our partners. So for example, Theta we announced, and the other ones we're going to announce soon. So it's kind of becoming the money of the platform, and everything you see in it, you can spend your US on it. So that's one thing. Now the thing is, we don't only mine cryptocurrency. Actually, today cryptocurrency mining is not the most profitable computation you can do. If you compute AI, or if you compute, image rendering, or machine learning, this kind of like computation, or even medical research type of computation, typically they are much more profitable than mining. The only thing is, to have access to these contracts, it's a complicated matter. This is a full-time job. It's a real thing you need to do. And so this is what Ultra Miner will do for the users. Eventually, when you will put mine, maybe there's no, AI or CGI computation jobs. And so it's mining cryptocurrency. And then eventually there's something that is a computation intensive, and your CPU is particularly good, or you have a good GPU. And eventually this miner will switch and will start computing maybe, folding of, at home, SETI at home, or like medical research, or even Hollywood CGI rendering. It's going to do that, which is the most profitable you're earning. And then when the jobs are done and there's no more, it will go back to mining. So basically, you will earn so much more with the Ultra Miner than a classical miner. And the more this becomes known, so the more people are using our platform, the more big jobs are going to come, and the more people will make money as well. Okay.
So thank you so much. And can you say bye to the audience? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Hayate, for this interview. It was a real pleasure. So since I'm, talking to a professional audience, I'd like to take also maybe the opportunity to say, anybody that works in the video game industry, or even in the entertainment industry that has a product, a service that is online, if you're interested to leverage our user base, please reach out to either Hayate from BINARYSTAR or Shigeki, and let's have a conversation to see what's possible, and what kind of cooperation we can do. Same if you have a business and you need access to NFT or to certain blockchain technology, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to explore these possibilities.
All right, thank you so much.
And have a great day.
Thank you. All right, that sounds awesome.